Namaskar. Welcome to Kalakar's Mehfil. Once again, it's lovely to have two very talented musicians, and I'm really looking forward to a special session today. A few years back, I was invited to perform at the music room. I had no idea what the music room is all about, but the founder of the music room, when he spoke to me, I could hear the passion and love for music. Finally, when we went there, I was absolutely stunned to see the room itself. The lighting, the decor, and the ambience, the flower, and also there were many musical instruments displayed at the music room. It was such a lovely place to sing, to perform. And since then, it's my dream to have a music room of my own. Till such time I couldn't do that, I often visit the music room. And today, I'm so glad to invite the founder of the music room, Mr. Rahmat Simab. Rahmat Bhai, Namaskar. Thank you very much for
Namaskar.
joining us.
You're very welcome. Salam, Adab, Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal, and good afternoon to all your listeners, all your audience. It's an absolute honor, absolute pleasure that you've thought of us, thought of me, to have invited me. I have followed your programs since last year. Some of the guests have been my idols. Some of the absolute legends have been your guests. So for me to be in that list and to appear in your program, I'm just worthless, wordless. I don't know what to say. You can see
Thank
that I'm
you.
already losing my words.
Thank you, Rahmat Bhai. As I keep on saying, your music room is such an inspiration. I love to be there. I love to be on that stage. It's just the ambience is so beautiful. It's so musical. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandraji. Um, I don't like to sound a snob, if I could speak very sort of plain English. Um, the standard that I wanted to achieve, I'm very pleased with. The artists that have performed and are performing in due course, um, they are the absolute cream, whether it's UK-based artists or worldwide, in particular from India mainland. It is, again, it's my privilege that artists such as yourself, a grade one vocalist, I had the pleasure of having you twice gracing my stage over the years, and hopefully it won't be the last time. So, yes, it has been through absolute passion. Um, I often have said to my friends, a lot of them who probably are seeing me and hearing me now, they'll say, "Oh, this is an old record." The fact is that we've got a saying in Afghani that be a real man or be the servant of one. So I've actually I think in terms of music, since I'm not a musician, I thought if I can't be a musician, let's be the servant of musicians. And the musicians have to be to that class for me to be their servant. And I'm trying to achieve it. I'm trying to continue with the work that I'm doing. So it's my privilege. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahmat Bhai. To my audience, I have one of the best young Rubab players of UK, who is Rahmat Bhai's son. So let me welcome Safwat Simab.
Hello, Chandraji. How are you?
I'm very well, Safwat, and lovely seeing you here. And
My
look at the
pleasure. My
lightings
pleasure.
and the
Likewise.
ambience behind you. Wow,
This is
this
the
is so beautiful.
iconic. Everyone who sees this background, I'm proud to say, my dad's hard work. It's they'll
Absolutely.
straight away recognize it as the music room from all the programs that have been here and broadcasted and published everywhere, all over social media. This is like the our image basically. This background. That's
Absolutely
why
beautiful.
for many years it's been like this. Yeah.
Let me also welcome Dr. Siddharth Kargupta, who's joining us from Mumbai today at the panel.
Hello, hi guys. Hello, Rahmat bhai. Hi, Safwat.
Hello, Ji.
Hi.
Nice to see you, Siddharth bhai.
Same here. And as Chandra mentioned, I think from here, Mumbai, I'm really missing your music room. Such a place, such an
Thank you.
ambience.
Thank you.
It's really
That's
out of the world. I mean, those who have, I think people are hearing us, but those who have not visited the place, they wouldn't actually realize what we are talking about. Maybe actually, Chandra, it would be a nice idea for Ramat Bhai, maybe if you give a digital tour of your music room, it's something people should see actually. It's very unique. Uh, I haven't seen
by all
such a,
means.
I haven't seen such a place, an ambience in the UK.
Mm,
I mean, I'm leaving aside the big halls and the Royal Alberts and the Royal festivals, and though that's a different proposition. But in a smaller venue, this kind of an ambience is not present in the UK. I've never seen anywhere else. So I think it would be a good thing
Um,
for the audience to have a view of your music room.
with pleasure. With pleasure. Why not? Basically, the only thing is that because for more than a year we have not had any live programs. Safwat has been using this place during the lockdown as his, meeting place with his friends. So it's a little bit in a mess, but please do excuse us. This is the stage. This is the stage, and Amar Bhai is there, Amar Sal, who very kindly has come to accompany Safwat later. I've got some of these instruments here. Behind the picture that you can see is the Afghan legend, who's very well known in India as well, the Ustad Sarahang Sahib. I've got his other
Hmm.
portrait here on the wall. He's the
Yeah, yeah.
pride and joy of Afghanistan on world stage. So this is uh, uh, the stage, and then normally here on the floor we put mattresses where people sit on the floor, which is all traditional. Um, these are the VIP seats, but we have no prejudice. Whoever first come first serve, they always there's not a problem there. That is my operation room where the videos get collected. I also would like to say that I've got 10 of these cameras, as you can see on the wall. These cameras, there are 10 of them. Every program gets recorded live. And then I've got my dear friend and relative in Switzerland, Dr. Najib Latif, who for many years have very kindly edited my videos to very high standards. So this is the foyer. This is where at the break time, the guests, they have refreshments and mingle. These are some of the artists that have performed here. Um, some of the very well-known, the legends such as Pandit Yogesh Shamsi Bai and our own Pandit Sanju Sai Bai, Ustad Shahbaz Hussain Sahib, Ustad Shafat Ali Khan Sahib, and so on. On top, there are our legends, the ones that are icons. They are overlooking us and see our every move to see what we do. So Are you still with me, Siddharth Bhai?
Yes,
Yeah, we are. We
yes, we
are.
are. We are.
This is
Okay. One thing that I have done new, what is very new, well, this is the sound control room. One thing that I have done new, which I don't think you've seen so far, I've actually made the entrance of the music room to be from the main road, from the front. So basically, if I could just very quickly go there, this is the new entrance. You can see, I suppose.
yeah.
So
It's
yeah, it's my pleasure that I've got all the previous artists who have performed here on both sides. I've got their pictures as memory, and then the new reception is here. Um, one thing that you are aware that I treat my music room as a place of worship. Uh, as they say in Urdu, Pak Jaga, yeah, or in Farsi, they say Jai Maqaddas, where
Ji.
I don't allow shoes, as you know. So I've made a cloakroom, especially for shoes, here. And this is the foyer. There it is. I've got also the green room for the artists. Previously, it was quite small, as you could remember. But so this is what has happened. I've worked
Wow.
this lockdown actually with all its negativities. It helped us to do some work. I think if there was no restriction of lockdown, I would not have had time to do the work. And I hope this was enough and what Sarafi wanted. I've achieved.
no,
Wow.
that's
That's
amazing.
lovely. Thank
And
you so much, Rahmat Bhai. This was
My
such
pleasure.
a lovely tour.
Thank you.
the
Thank you.
Beautiful.
the place has really evolved
Mm.
marvelously. Fantastic. Well
You
done.
guys are. This is the first time my dad has publicly, basically, shown the new work upstairs. It was
No,
done
this is
about 4 months ago or so, 3 months ago, and this is basically the first time
fantastic.
on live stream it's been shown.
The entire
Otherwise, it's still been
vibration.
kept quiet.
Mm.
You
Thank
know
you, thank you.
the
Unfortunately,
entire
because of what's
vibration.
happening. No, sorry,
Fantastic.
sorry. Go ahead. Thank
No,
you,
I was
thank you.
saying the vibration of the place was just fantastic, Ahmed Bhai. Even from here,
No,
I could
thank you.
feel it. I could feel the positive vibe.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Siddharth Bhai. I'd like to add one of the reasons that I am humbled, by the way. Thank you very much. But I think the key to the success, if we can call it, is that I have not compromised the quality and the standards over the
Mm.
years. I've been running this place for 10 years now. In December this year, it will be exactly 10 years. I've been running
Mm.
it single-handedly. I've had organizations who have offered to join in and help and so on. But in whichever way I looked at it, I would have had to compromise either on the standards or on the actual quality of the work that I'm doing, and I've point blank refused so far. So this is something that, another thing that I think is probably the reason that you very kindly and people like yourself who are connoisseurs of music, who appreciate what I have done and what the music room is all about, is simply because uh, the traditions are slipping away, unfortunately, especially with the new generations, the youngsters, and so on. They are moving away from our core, from our roots. Um, uh, I am natively from Afghanistan, as you know, but our music have always been the same. Our classic music is there's absolutely no difference between Afghan classical music and Indian classical music. We use the same ragas and same tals and so on. So for me what I'm doing is basically to hold on to the old traditions, to keep the legacy going. Of course, at least on my part, and to get appreciated. It means a lot to me, and I really thank you.
No, and I also wish, Hamad Bhai, I also wish that more people like you know, we have more people like you who passionately, truly love music, and out of sheer love and passion, do everything that they do for music. I really wish
Uh,
we had people like you.
I wish to. I very much wish to.
We have a lot of audience joined here, and Rahmat Bhai, once again, I'm so pleased that I'm able to show the audience worldwide what the music room is all about, which I have been talking to my
Thank you.
parents, my
It's
friends,
very
my
kind.
students. My parents are watching us from India, and my father says it is our pleasure to see the music room of Simab Sahib through Kalakaras UK. So I have been talking to them about the music room for so long. So this was a good opportunity for them to see what I talk about. We have Ranajit Sengupta, Dr. Pandit Ranajit Sengupta, Narm Jamal, Jay Mehta, Kantilal Barua, Devinder Singh Lamba, Safa Simab. We have quite a few audience joined. I think it would be great to start with some music now. Now that you have seen the music room, I can't wait to hear the music. So I would request Safwat to play the rabab. But before that, Safwat, please show us, the audience, the rabab. And if you could just
Of
talk a
course.
little bit that what encouraged you to play rabab. And being born and brought up in UK, I think it's unique that you are still continuing with such passion, as Siddharth said, passion and love. So if you could just talk about it first and then we can listen to your music, please.
Of course. Once again, I'd like to thank you, Chandraji and Siddharth Bhai and Kalakarat, for inviting me and giving me the pleasure and opportunity to show my dad's work, his very hard work, and his love, and also my passion for this music and our music and the instrument itself. So this sort of is the Afghani Rabab. There's a bit of light, but as you can see, there is it's skin, like most of our looted instruments, it's a sheep skin. It's got mother of pearl design on the front plate, and then it's like I'm sure you know the sarod that's derived from this instrument, so it's quite similar. But the wooden pegs to tune it. It's got 4 frets. So the sarod is played with the tip of the nails, I believe. But this is actually my fingers are placed on the frets when I play the notes. So it's actually my pleasure. This is actually my Ustad Rabab, Ustad John Sakhi, who actually lives in San Francisco in America right now. He used to come all the time from America. Everyone knows America is a very long flight to the UK. He used to always bring his Rabab, and my Rabab wasn't up to his scratch on Ustad's standards. So he said, I'm gonna leave this Rabab. I know it's in your safe hands. So whenever he comes, if any performances, it's here. So he's entrusted me with this, which I'm forever grateful to him. He has given me permission to perform with it whenever I need to. Unfortunately, because of the worldwide pandemic and everything being delayed or cancelled, and unfortunately being able to have live programs for a very long time, that's why we've had all of that delayed. But hopefully, in the near future, we will have that pleasure. In terms of me with the Rabab, it's a very long story, which has a lot of different. There's a lot of things involved. So my dad, a lot of people don't know this. People who've met my dad and know my dad through the music room, a lot of things they don't know is that from before the music room, my father himself used to play a lot of instruments. He used to play the rabab, he used to play tabla, he used to play harmonium. He always says, "Oh no, I used to just a little bit." He was good enough to perform, obviously, and I actually told my
I
dad one
didn't
day,
know
"Let
that.
me."
Otherwise, I would have
Yeah,
Rahmat
yeah,
Bhai
yeah.
today to
Yeah.
perform as
A lot
well.
of people
I was not
he
aware of
always
this.
no, he always denies it, but he did have his own musical talent before he basically just said, "I'm going to become a listener instead." So what happened is that I said to my dad, I want to learn tabla or something. And he said to me, okay, let me. We had tabla at home, we had rubab at home, we had a lot of instruments at home. I said, I want to learn tabla. I remember I was about maybe 11 years old or so. And I actually have the memory of that day. And I was sitting in the living room and he was teaching me tintal. And he's teaching me tintal. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to start playing and playing these massive tals and whatnot. And he's saying, no, tintal, you just have to keep playing, keep repeating. That's the riyaz. You have to just keep playing it. And my hands started hurting. And I'm saying, this is really boring. So when I realized, that's when I obviously I was very young and I realized this is obviously something you don't just learn overnight. And my dad had a very huge passion for Rubab. And before the music room in 2009, we had a home concert when this is how much my dad is a lover of music, that he emptied all of the furniture from our house in the living room. We've got a living room that's quite long. He emptied all of the furniture from the living room, put all like the music room has all mattresses on the floor, and we actually had a home concert in the music room. He set up a stage, and he invited several artists, and one after everyone took turns, and one after another performed. That's also on YouTube. If you go on my father's YouTube channel, Afghan Blooms, which he posts all of the music room content. One of the very first videos is the concert we had at home. And after that concert, my dad was there. He was sitting and he was playing Rabab, which those videos are on there as well. um, I remember I used to always, he had a brand new Rabab he had ordered from Afghanistan, and I used to touch it, and he used to shout at me, please don't touch my Rabab, please. And then one day he came to me and he had, these instruments are they're very delicate. They're very, they need to be handled with a lot of respect and care. But sometimes you get the odd instrument that it can be used for a shagird, can be used for a new beginner. That it's okay if, for example, I don't know, a string breaks or something, and like it's not very like this is my start Rabab. If anything happens to this, I don't know what I would do. But he gave me that Rubab. It was a small Rubab, a small size, because they come in different sizes. This is one of the large sizes. And he was at work one day, and I was at home, and I was just me. I'm fortunate to say, like say that I pick up on things quite quickly, quite easily. And I was playing, and everything I know is from just memory of hearing something. And there was an Afghan famous song called Byake Birim Ba Mazar, which if a lot of Afghan viewers are watching right now, I'm sure they would straight away know that song. I started playing that, and obviously I was making many mistakes, and I was still getting used to how to hold the rabab and how to hold the frets and pluck the instrument. And then my dad came home, and then I was showing him, look, dad, I learned this, I learned this, I learned this. And then my dad realized that obviously I was every day that was passing. Obviously, I wasn't doing it as something serious. It was just something that the rabab is there. It's interesting. Let me try. And he saw that slowly, I was getting used to playing it, and the sound that was coming after the rabab was like a proper. It was being played properly in terms of the sound that was coming out. So there was a lot of, obviously I'm really fortunate that my dad has a lot of musical connections. So a lot of musical programs that he would attend, he would ask the organizer, can myself would start the program, or have a small piece to perform something. And that's when I used to that's what got me started in terms of making it something that's like part of my life, for example, that's made it something official. As the years went on, program after program after program, I got used to sitting in front of an audience. I got used to playing under pressure, and everything I was playing was just literally just from hearing it. I'd hear videos on YouTube. I'd hear recordings, old sorry, old recordings of Rabab stars who've passed away now. Just literally just hearing it, sitting on the with the Rabab playing, and then just finding the notes and learning. That is until 2011 or 2010 when my Ustad came. So this was within a year. So a year later, my Ustad came, and that's the first time that me and my dad met my Ustad, Ustad Humayun Jan Sakhi. And we had a program for him. We organized a program for him, and that is the first time live that I heard how the Rabab. Because me till this day, of course, I'm still a student. There's many things I don't know. There's many things I still need to learn. But that's the first time that I heard the Rabab live, and the things that my Ustad was doing with the Rabab and the way he was playing, I just said, "Wow, there's so many things that I think is complete, but there's is such a variety of things you can do with these instruments. There's so many techniques you can play and the ways you can play it. So that's when I really got encouraged to, let me learn more and more and play more and more, because that's when I basically fell in love with my Ustad style of playing. And then moving on another 5 6 years, which was still, I was being self-taught and just learning Rabab from listening. uh, that was when I became the official student of my Ustad. So basically, the original concept of holding it and playing it, my dad taught me. But actually, when I started officially becoming a student was about 5 6 years after I started playing, and that's when I become the official student of my Ustad, Humayun Jan Sakhi, and ever since then, that's just been going on from there.
This is lovely, Safwad, and thank you so much for
Thank
telling
you,
us the
thank you,
story behind it. Now,
thank
if you
you,
could please play a
thank
little
you.
bit of music, I think our audience is eagerly waiting to hear it.
Definitely, definitely, my pleasure. I do apologize beforehand if I make any mistakes. Please forgive me. As you know, because of the pandemic, there hasn't been any live programs that much. It's been a very long time that I've played with live tabla. So please do apologize if I do make any mistakes. With your permission, please. Thank you. I will be playing Rag Madhuvanti for the first piece. It is a composition of my Ustad's. This It will be actually extracts from his composition. This one I haven't directly learned from him yet, but I have heard it and I've played it several times in terms of riyaz and whatnot. So with his permission as well, I'll be playing it for the first time live. Thank you. I would like to also thank Amar Singh Bhai for accompanying me on tabla today. Thank you. I hope you
Wow,
enjoyed that.
very much.
As you know, most thank you. As you know, most classical pieces obviously go on for half an hour, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour, 1.5 hours. This is, as I said, this is just a small little extract from one of my past compositions.
I was actually, I was wondering, given the nature of the instrument, like there are certain instruments you have some constraints to do things like mir. When you do a mir of a note. So in Rabab, how easy or how difficult is it to have mir? The is it
As far as I've heard many times, is the reason why Sarod was derived from the Rabab. is because the Rabab doesn't have mean. So you can't bend the notes on the Rabab because these are actually nylon strings basically, and
Okay.
so throat, for example, it's a metal plate, as you all know, I'm sure, and there's no frets, so you can easily slide the strings as well. For example, slide the note, your string to change the note, or you can bend the string. With Rabab, you can't really do that. You can to extent. It's not designed to do that, but this is,
Yeah.
as I said earlier, that I fell in love with my Ustad's style of playing. My Ustad has done things with the Rabab that are not meant to be done on the Rabab, such as bending the strings and whatnot. For example, if I was to attempt to play, I mean, obviously, I'm no Ustad myself. For example, you know what I mean? So it wasn't designed, but there are ways to do it, but it's not supposed to be played like that.
Yeah, I also thought so. Yeah, because obviously this is an instrument which is not. You don't see many rabab players in the world. I mean, this is a very ancient kind of very
Yeah,
traditional, it's
yeah.
a very so you don't see many rabab players. I think you are. I don't know, but in the UK actually, I have, of
No, no,
course,
there are many Rabab players in the UK, which I know and I've heard. The the reason why I think I've been more what's the word, trying
more
to
visible,
find the
more visible.
exposed. I've been more exposed. Yeah, I've been more exposed, and I've been more like I've been out there a lot more. Like I said, it's thanks to my dad's contacts and
Yeah,
my dad being
exactly.
connected
It's
with
your
the
dad.
classical industry. So a lot of people who've seen my videos have seen that a lot of the pieces I play are usually classical pieces. And in the UK, I haven't really seen anyone play classical pieces that much. It's usually folk music that they play a lot, or accompaniment, for example. So the rabab is an Afghani instrument. It is supposed to be obviously played for folk music and accompaniment and whatnot. But this is where my ustad and me following in his footsteps has tried to leave that as that kind of stereotype, let's call it, that the rabab is not just like a side instrument to be accompanying a singer or something, or just to be played with folk music. It can be played with classical music. You can play ragas, of course. And as I've tried to perform, and as if you see my Ustad's videos, that is where we've given the rabab that we've exposed it to that area to show that it can be used for
Yeah,
classical
you
music.
came
Because a lot
out.
of
You were
people think,
trying.
yeah, there are a lot. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people who don't like classical music, for example, and they always say to me, "Safwat, why do you always play classical music? Play some mass music, play some folk songs." There's a lot of people that don't even know that you can play classical songs. So the question is, yes, you can play classical pieces. It's not just for folk music. And there's a lot of things that even I haven't learned yet. There's a lot of possibilities, a lot of things available with the rabab.
I think what I feel is, Shafat, you should try everything. Basically, obviously, I mean, your love, your passion is classical music. So I know. I mean, so
Of
basically,
course,
you will
of
focus.
course.
But also, this instrument, it is, the sound, the tone, the way the sound comes out. It is also, as you're saying, it was primarily for the folk genre. You know, so I think it would be
Yeah,
also a
yeah,
good
of
thing to
course, yeah.
hear some kind of folk genres, folk music, from you playing something like that. But I had a question in mind. So how easy or difficult is it to play alap on Rabab?
Alap, to be honest with you, alap is something that is based on the rag, of course, is to bring the atmosphere. It's like an improvisation of what you're feeling, basically. So when it comes to classical pieces, especially ragas, for example, obviously not all ragas are the same. They have different notes. So me person, from my point of view, I'm not talking generally for people who play rabab. I'm talking from my perspective. I kind of have like a muscle memory kind of thing with rabab. So when I'm playing a certain rag, for example, then obviously there's the frets are here. There's 4 frets here, and obviously for each rag, some frets are used, some frets are not used. So my thing with muscle memory, and as I said, I'm not talking for all Rubab players. I'm talking for myself. When I'm playing, for example, Yaman, for example, my fingers are already like in sync with the frets. So when I just close my eyes and I just improvise, whatever I just think or feel, it just like prints on the Rubab. So I just will play anything, and it will just in those notes, and it will just come out as what I'm feeling. But in terms of how difficult it is, it's not really a difficult thing. It's just like uh, playing a piece, for example. But as most people know, a lot of our lap is improvised, so that's the only difference.
Okay, okay. Just because of the way because there is some constraint in doing Mir, I was just wondering how easy or difficult Alap is. So, yeah, over to Chandra if you have anything in mind.
I have a question to Rahmat Bhai, but before that, I'd like to read some comments. Shahbaz Bhai is saying, thank you, Shahbaz Bhai, for joining us here. Wonderful to see everyone. Safwat is a rising star, and we are looking forward to his bright future.
Uh,
Rahmat Bhai is a lover of music
Thank you.
and has made an immense contribution to music in London. Exactly, Shahbaz Bhai, and that is the reason I wanted Rahmat Bhai to come on Kalakar's platform and show us Music Room, because I have seen the Music Room, you have seen, and some other musicians have seen, but I really wanted everybody else out there to
You
see
should
what,
have
when we talk about Music Room, what it is exactly. Yes,
actually,
Siddharth, sorry.
Chandra, you should have had Shahbaz Bhai in this session instead of me. It would have been a fantastic session.
No, because I know how much you miss Music Room. That's why I thought, let me give you a glimpse of
No,
Music
I
Room.
do. I
You were
do.
in
I do.
Mumbai, yes. Rahmat Bhai, every time I look at you, you remind me of my father. I'll tell you why. Because the other day I was looking at some Facebook
That's
pictures,
very sweet.
and there was a picture that Shafat is practicing, and you are sitting in front of him, exactly the way my dad used to sit, so that I do my riyaz properly. So please tell us, how difficult or how easy was it for you as a father to encourage Safwat and still encouraging him to continue with his rabab? He is born and brought up in this country, a young man, handsome young man. So, but have him practicing
Thank
rabab
you.
constantly, continuously, and performing. You tell us as a father, how difficult or easy has it been?
Uh, well, I'm this program is being broadcasted worldwide, and I think this is my opportunity to open my heart and really, really cry my heart out. It has not been easy at all. I'm grateful to Safwat for acknowledging what I have done for him. Every father, every mother would do the best for their children. I have other 3 children that I also love very dearly. For Safwat, if anything, before he thanks me, I think he should thank his own talent. Because if he didn't have the talent that I discovered, I probably wouldn't have emphasized so much on getting him to where he is today. Um, as he mentioned earlier on, initially, I taught him the basics, and as he mentioned, he very quickly was picking them up, and he was amazing me. In fact, he was so good that all the bad habits that I have, he had picked up as well, and he was using them, thinking that this was part of what the playing of the revolve was about. Um, uh, I I am extremely, extremely lucky that apart from the fact that today most of the very high caliber musicians of these genres of Indian classical music and ghazals from my own country, from India, basically from the subcontinent. They all know me. I think I got to the point that I knew that Safwat has to move forward. And as I said, I'm very lucky that apart from all these other artists, I came across Ustad Humayun Sakhi of Afghanistan, who is probably the crown of the jewel of the Rubab instrument Rubab today. We have numerous artists, numerous ustads of this genre, of this instrument. But Humayun Sakhi is someone that is, I love his personality. He's like a younger brother to me. He has countless students all around the world. Um, for him to have recognized Safwat's talent and accept him as his official student, it's a very big deal. So it was very difficult for me to get Safwat to where he is today, because after all, Safwat, as you rightly said, he's born and brought up here. Um, uh, Even though I've tried to keep my children as traditional as possible with our own background and keep them authentic, as they say, but of course the influences are there, and he has a lot of friends who are not really keen on the instrument rabab or him playing and so on. So for me to keep him on the straight and narrow, and to keep on pushing him to keep his riyaz and keep the appearance, so to speak, has not been easy. So I mentioned earlier on that I really feel like crying. All I can say is that the gray hair that you see and the bald patch that you see on my head is for pushing Safwat to get where he is today. But I am pleased. I am really, really pleased that he has had a lot of achievements. One thing that I often say to him, the two absolute top and brilliant tabla players of UK, the Pandit Sanju Saib and Ustad Shahbaz Hussain. They are the personalities and the artists that a lot of younger generation musicians, such as Safwat, they dream of sitting with them and having them accompanying them. So for Safwat to have had that opportunity and that privilege, I think it means a lot. Whatever I have done, I think I've been paid back for it, so to speak.
Thank you, Ramathai. Safwat, anything else that you want to present for our audience, please? Any rag that you would
Um,
like to, or any folk music, anything that you really want to do. As you
I
said, after a
I
long time
I
you
did.
are performing today, so it would be lovely to hear some more.
No, of course, of course. There is an Afghan folk piece called Watan Janat Nishande, which this is an example of what my dad was saying earlier, that when I first started learning Rabab, when I was copying what he was playing, this is one of the very first songs I ever learned, about 10 years ago, 9 years ago or so. And as my dad said, that even the mistakes that my dad would make, just from hearing them, I would think that that's the correct way of playing
Right.
the piece. So this is one of those pieces that are from those days. So until this day, I've never really performed this piece live. I've never really performed it in front of an audience. So my Ustad is an example. Um, there's a lot of pieces that from many years ago, just from hearing, I've learned them. I've performed them so many times in a program in front of an audience, and afterwards, when I'd speak to my Ustad would tell me, "You do know you're playing this piece wrong." And then I said, "Ustad, what do you mean? I've been playing this for many years, and I've learned it from the recording, or from like just memory." And he said, "No." He said, "This is how you play it." And I'm thinking, all this time I've been playing it wrong. And then the hard part is a piece that you already know, and then correcting the pieces that are the actual correct part. that because it's a habit of the wrong playing, for example, if you know what I mean. So this is one of those pieces. So any Afghan listeners out there, if I do play any wrong parts in this song, I do apologize. This is the way I had learned it many years ago, and it's become a habit. So once again, with my permission,
Thank you.
with your permission, sorry. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Safwat,
Thank you.
here is a comment here from Nadera Simab Feda, who's saying, wow, what a wonderful performance. This piece touches hearts of all Afghans alike and brings back memories.
Thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely love it. So
Thank
is there
you.
anything special about this tune? Is this a very famous tune from Afghan originated to or
This is another example of my background of the Afghani Rubab and how not being to Afghanistan and learning this instrument, what I've had to learn and the steps I've had to go through. So when people ask me these kind of questions, this is 99% of the time I have to go to my dad and ask him, what is this song? What does this song mean? What is the meaning? And so this is a song that, because I've known it for many years, I know the name of the song. But yeah, there's a lot of songs that like I said, from hearing it or from learning from my ustad, I know the song, I know how to play it. but the background of the song, I haven't, I wouldn't know yet,
So over
unfortunately.
to you, Ramad bhai. Over to you. So what is so so what is so
Well,
special about this composition?
this is actually a patriotic song. The actual composition and the actual song was sung many years back, uh, perhaps over half a century ago. Basically, it means that Afghanistan is like heaven, and I'd like to uh, what's cultivate flowers in there and so on. So this is the basic meaning of it. But in essence, it's a patriotic song. And over the years, especially after the 1978 coup and subsequently the invasion of Afghanistan by the old Soviet, and subsequent to that, the wars, and which is ongoing to this day, unfortunately. This song has had has more or less has taken a form of a national anthem.
Yeah,
The original singer was later Ustad Awal Mir, who is a very famous and much loved Ustad of Afghanistan. It is a patriotic song, and that is why Nadra has actually commented as such. It
uh,
does touches people's hearts, and of course that is why I was playing it, and Safat learned from me. Um, I think it is very important, something that is not relevant to what we were just talking. This is an opportunity for me to actually mention something. A lot of people, Afghan and non-Afghan friends and people who have been to the music room, ask me why there are so very few Afghan musicians in your venue. Are you prejudiced? And I say to them, no. I am actually prejudiced towards the people who don't meet the standards. We have a lot of fantastic classical and ghazal artists who are natively from Afghanistan, who are, due to the war, scattered all over the world. Regrettably, we don't have any of them in the UK, and even in Europe. Again, regrettably, a lot of them have got travel restrictions and so on due to their status. And the ones that can come, of course, because I am running the music room single-handedly in every way by myself. Financially, it is not possible for me to invite them and sort of be host to them for them to perform at the music room. This is in a way my disability. And over these 10 years, I've literally had four or five Afghan musicians who very kindly accepted my invitation and have come to perform at the music room. I would love to have them. I would love to keep the balance between the Afghan musicians and their other counterparts, but financially it is not possible for me, and that is one of the main reasons. I thought I would mention this, so a lot of people who have got this question, it's clear to them now.
understood, Ramad bhai. And I sincerely hope and pray that one day you would be able to invite and host the Afghani musicians at your place at the beautiful music room. And also, actually, most importantly, I really pray and hope that one day Afghanistan will get back to the ancient glory and be the country it was before. And there's so much culture that's embedded in Afghanistan, but unfortunately, due to the present circumstances, all those are under the surface. So I really hope and I pray to God that one day Afghanistan also comes out with all the precious wealth it has got. in the country.
I hope so very much, and thank you very much, Siddharth Bhai. I hope I live to see that day.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ramakai, and thank you, Safwat. It was a lovely, lovely afternoon, not only for me, but for all the audience to see the music room, to hear from Rahmat Bhai, how he has set up the music room and your music. And thank you for your time. Really appreciate that.
It was a
Thank
fantastic
you,
virtual tour.
Chandra Ben.
It was a fantastic, I'm saying it was a fantastic virtual tour of the music room. And in
Absolutely.
fact, yeah, it has evolved
I'm
tremendously.
sorry that I was caught off guard. I don't know because I couldn't see what I was filming. But nevertheless, again, I'm very grateful to Kalakar Arts UK and Chandra Behan to you, Siddharth Bhai to you, because I only found out very recently that you've been away to India for the past couple of years. So to see you well and to speak to you, it's a privilege. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you again back here, having you with us at the music room, and Chandra Ben performing again for us here at the music room.
Very
Absolutely.
soon, Rahmat Bhai. But before we conclude, there is one comment that I must read. That is from Amal Sima, who is saying, Safwat, I'm so proud of you being my son and proud of my beloved husband for loving his culture and raising his
Thank you.
children on the same love. Proud of you both. That's
Indeed.
from your mother,
Well,
I guess.
Indeed.
that is,
Thank
we are
you.
making this a family show now between the CMAPs. I think one of the reasons that, as you probably know, for the friends who don't know, my wife is actually from Lebanon. She's not from Afghanistan. She has never been to Afghanistan the same way that my children have not been. One of the reasons that they have not been is due to the insecurity and the war that is ongoing there. So I am grateful to my wife Amal for supporting us all these years. A lot of times when I'm in the music room, she actually jokingly says, "Oh, you're going to your other wife now." So for her to have been so supportive, I'm very grateful to her, and we both are proud of having Safwat and our other children as our children,
Thank
and
you.
we are proud to have you as our friends.
Thank you, Rahmat Bhai. Thank you so much, Safwat, Rahmat Bhai. I'll see you
Thank
soon,
you. Thank
in
you
a very
very
soon
much.
again.
All the best, and thank you again. Many
Thank
thanks.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it was a lovely experience having the digital tour of Music Room. I'm sure you all enjoyed. So that was the first half of the program. Now, the second half of the program, I'm also very excited to present to you a very well known young sitarist joining us today from India. He's one of them, um, doesn't talk much, and a very humble person. For the first time, I have heard his music. There is, I must say it in Bengali because obviously I find it easier to express myself. The first time I hear, and it automatically, I would say, Ahare, ki shure bajay. So that person is Ramprapanna Bhattacharya. So Kalakar is pleased to present to you a renowned sitarist from India. Let me welcome Ramprapanna. Ramprapanna, thank you very much for joining us.
Didi and Siddhartha, thanks for having me here. And I was really looking forward since we started the discussion for today's evening. It is a great pleasure to be present to this prestigious platform. And since you started this initiative, I am following the wonderful work, and words fall short to praise this particular initiative, which is having great educative value. It is not just mere entertainment as music. So much to learn from the maestros, great musicians. So thanks for doing this.
Thank you, Ramprapanna. I started Kalakar in my guru's name, as you probably know. So obviously, Guruji used to say that everyone should be in touch with music, no matter what. It's a great meditation. It's a prayer. So that's all I have been trying with this pandemic. There were many things that I wanted to do for his centenary, which we couldn't do, but at least something. And I have been learning as well. All this, trust me, all these maestros who came and talked to us about their journey, there is so much to learn from all of them. But I'm very
Indeed.
thankful to you for your time today. So you have learned from Pandit Arvind Parikh, who is a senior disciple of Ustad Vilayat Khan Sahib, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think I'm sure Siddhartha has got questions and I have as well. But before we do that, it would be lovely if you could present something for the audience. I'm sure everybody would be thrilled to hear your music.
Sure. So as we have taken one of my prime guru's name, I will just mention my other guru's name also.
Please do.
I started under guidance of my father, Sri Ram Udar Bhattacharya. He learned from four of the great sitar players of that time, including Ustad Ali Ahmed Khan Sahab, Ustad
Acha.
Mustaq Ali Khan Sahab, Pandit Gokul Nag, and Pandit Indranil Bhattacharya.
Acha.
And then I learned for a brief period from Pandit Soumitra Laidi, who unfortunately passed away last year
Yeah.
in December. And then I learned for a quite long period from Pandit Kashinath Mukherjee. He was a younger brother of Rishikesh Mukherjee, the renowned film director,
Hmm.
and a disciple of Srinivas Nag, who was disciple of Inayat Khan Sahab. And he learned from Ustad Vilayat Khan Sahab and Ustad Amir Khan Sahab also, vocalist Ustad Amir Khan Sahab. And finally, I learned from Pandit Arvind Parikh. So I will present a brief recital on Rap Kamod for you.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Um, is this, so shall I converse in English or Bengali? What's
প্লিজ
the Chandra?
প্লিজ ডু প্লিজ ডু যদিও আমার বাংলা বলতে ভীষণ ইচ্ছে করছে, কেন
No, no,
রামপ্রপন্ন একদম
no, but
ভীষণ
you
রকমের
have
বাঙালি,
a
কিন্তু তারপরেও আই থিঙ্ক উই শুড কনভার্স
Kala,
ইন ইংলিশ টু
yeah,
all
Kala,
our viewers.
global audience, so we should converse in English. Ramaprapanno, the first thing I would like to say is, God bless you.
Thank you.
I'll tell you why I'm saying this. I'm saying this because not, I mean, obviously you played so well, but I'm saying this because at the very beginning, Chandradi mentioned about your guru, and she mentioned only about Pandit Parekh ji, Arvind Parekh ji. And obviously, Ustad Vilayat Khan Sahab, who know, I mean, everyone, the whole world knows these people. But you made it a point to mention the names of all those from whom you have learned.
Yes.
That was really fantastic. That's a great characteristic trait of a student. You know,
Yes.
you don't only mention the stalwarts. You mention all of those people from whom you have learned. That's a fantastic trait. I can tell you, this will take you a long way. I'm telling you now, this thing will take you a long way, Ramaprapanno. I was so happy when you did that. You could have not done that actually, because the whole world knows Ustad Vilayat Khan Sahab and Pandit Arvind Parekh ji. Everyone knows. So you could have not done what you did.
I think it
And
is kind of an injustice to the gurus and great people from whom we have learned if we don't give the due credit to them.
absolutely.
And not only that, I should say there are two clarifications here. One thing is, as we have taken the name of Ustad Vilayat Khan Sahab, I didn't get chance to learn from him in person, but the whole world knows for all the instrumentalists he is one of the prime guru, indirect guru. If someone has not learned from him by sitting in front, but by listening and getting influenced by his music, the instrumentalists today cannot save themselves from the influence of Ustad Vilayat Khan sahab. So that is one clarification. He is my Dada Guru because two of my direct gurus learned from him, both Pandit Kashilal Mukherjee and Pandit Arvind Parikh ji. And my name is pronounced as Ram Prapunno. So Ram is something which is there in our, all the male members. I mean, generations after generations, we don't know since when. So my name is Ram Prapunno. My father's name is Ram Udar. My grandfather Ram Kishore. My great grandfather Ramendu. Like that. So Ram Prapunno. Yeah.
Ram. Acha, what
You
you
can call
mentioned?
me Ram, but the name is very long. So people generally call me
Yeah,
Ram
I
as
was
because it is.
tempted.
Yeah.
I was tempted to call you Ram, but
Yeah.
I wasn't sure whether you would like it or not. That's
You
why I
can.
said Ram. Okay, thank you so much, Ram. Um, I think I need to say this in Bengali because this was a famous saying of Guru Gyan Prakash Ghosh. You just now mentioned that you haven't had the privilege to learn from Ustad Vilayat Khan Sahab or some other great stalwarts in person, but you learn from them. What Guru Gyan Prakash Ghosh ji used to say is Guru Tore Kare Boli Mon. I have to say this in Bengali because this is a Bengali. Tor Otid Guru, Pothik Guru, Guru Avanon, right?
Uh,
So basically, Guru is that person from whom you learn. That doesn't have to be a formal process. You see, Tor Otid Guru, Pothik Guru, Guru Avanon.
that is
Your
amazing
past,
words of the lecture.
your past is your guru because you learn from your past, right? Your past teaches you. Pothik Guru, everyone you meet on the way and from whom you learn is your guru. Guru
Absolutely.
Avanon. So it's a infinite number of gurus in your life. You come across.
Indeed.
It doesn't only that from whom you learn formally is your guru. Everybody from whom you learn is your guru. So that was a great trait, Ram, and I really liked it. And now coming to your music, it was very soulful and in tune, and that was also great. Uh,
Thank you.
I always wonder, when I meet musicians, because different musicians have got different temperaments. They have got their different likes and dislikes, right?
Absolutely.
They've
Yeah.
got their so I have my own preferences, although I'm not a musician. Perhaps I just try to do a little bit here and there. In sitar, you have the alap, jod, jhala, and goth. You play these primarily these four aspects basically.
Yeah.
And I always am intrigued. What is this particular musician? What does he like the most to play? Because that to me is a manifestation of his inner being. You know. So my question to you is, Alap, Jod, Jhala, Goth. What is your favorite?
Um, this is a very interesting question and very good question and difficult question for any musician to answer, so to say. Um, Even though we see these as different parts of the performances and different, they have their own ways of interpretation and their specialities. Like alap is, there is no tempo, there is no beat and introduction, and not only introduction, it is intimate discussion with the rag, because you have lot of space and you don't have any rush of it, the beat is approaching or some is approaching, so in leisure over in alap, we can work on the rag in the best possible way in its purest form, and it is, to be honest, very difficult part. As it is said, alap is played in the first in a performance but learnt at the last, and jod is Layabadha Alap, because it is called Jod Alap, so it is extension. So as a whole, I look at it as a as a whole, just like rag presentation. It also depends on a particular day. On a particular day, you will see based on the environment or whatever audience you are having in front, or the ambience, or the sound system. This is my personal realization and experience. While playing alap, I am not getting the feedback, proper feedback, the resonance of the sitar, because sitar, the sound fades out, right? So you have to get that detailed sound back, to get inspired to play the next phrases, because all these are very connected things. So in case we don't get that ambience, that day we don't enjoy playing alap. So I have seen people in that kind of ambience, they finish the alap and go to the jod, and in jod then gradually they progress. So it all depends on a particular day, the ambience, in which portion of the performance we get the mood. But definitely, while working on the rag and projecting the purest form of the rag, when we try to do that, alap is the proportion in which we can do that. And in all these aspects, we have a lot of scope, improvisation, scope of improvisation. Only the composition gut that you are talking, that is only the composition or bandish. That is the only fixed part, which is less than even 5% of the entire performance. And the rest of the part is improvisation, how you are looking at the rag. Today I am playing kamo, tomorrow or even now, if I play the same kamo, I will not be able to exactly same kamos, it will be different. So it is very difficult to say in which part I like it as a whole, as a rag presentation. Because also, you see, Siddhartha, what happens is, now I have 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes to perform. Then I have to choose which portion I will play. So brief alap and a Madhya Drut composition. Now, if I would have played for 1 hour, I would have played, alap, jod, jhala proper, then vilambit a little bit, or any other tal, and then Drut composition and jhala. So based on the scope, we have to choose,
Tell me
and
something.
time limit.
Sorry to. I think we are getting into a very interesting discussion, but I'm not sure whether the audience is getting bored or not, and I'm boring the audience. They would like to listen to your music, but I, you just now said you have 10 minutes and you have to play. Why not play the alap for 10 minutes? Why can't you do that?
That we can do,
So,
but from different musicians, when I interacted with different musicians, and also heard them saying during the interviews, what they say is कि audience में बहुत लोग होते हैं, हर एक के लिए एक एक करके तान आपको बजाना है, हर एक के लिए you have to understand the temperament and mood of each person. So the person who likes the tan or the composition or the rhythmic aspect, they should not feel cheated by listening to your 10 minutes, 10 minutes of your music. So it should have the good proportion of uh, most of the aspects, as much as can be done in a span of time. So it is like the dinner is over
so
just with the starter.
are you saying it is important for the musician or the performer? I mean, all musicians are not performers, and all performers are not musicians. It's
Yes.
my view. Are you saying that it's very important for a musician to satisfy the audience?
There are two aspects. So one, if we consider the time of Haridas Swami, the approach of Haridas Swami, who used to stay in Vrindavan and just sing for the Lord, he has to only please his Lord. But once you think about Tanzan, then he's singing for the court and singing for Emperor Akbar. So once we are in front of audience and playing for the audience, we cannot be totally reclusive, and we don't bother what the audience will feel about my music. So it is very important to understand there is a fine balance. It is not full entertainment or pleasing the audience, and again it is not fully, I am playing for myself and I don't bother how audience will take it. So when I know through this prestigious platform, Kalakaratsi is having many viewers, people are watching live now, and people will be watching it in future because it will be documented. So I have to think about my choice. That comes first, because I am playing the music. If I don't like it, others will not like. Second thing is, I need to follow certain protocols, do's and don'ts about Indian classical music, which I have been taught by my gurus, and I have seen people doing, great people doing, whom by whom I have been inspired. And at the same time, I have to, if not pleasing or satisfying, at least I need to do justice to the audience who are watching me live and who will be watching me live. So that is a very fine balance. It is very difficult to say, no, this is this, and this is that. It's
So,
my opinion.
what in essence, Ram, in essence, what you are saying is
Yeah.
you need to strike that right balance
Yes.
between being an entertainer and being a musician for yourself. So basically, when you're on the stage, you can either be a musician. A musician will not worry too much about entertaining the people in front of him. The musician will be basically performing music. He would not be bothered too much about entertaining the audience. But you also need to be the entertainer. In today's world, you also need to be the entertainer, because the people has come. The reality is they have paid for the tickets and they have come to listen to your music, and they have come to be entertained in a classical manner.
I feel in classical music, that's why this term classical is there. The proportion of, you see, entertainment is significantly less than other music. People, why we are thinking that when people are purchasing ticket, they are coming for entertainment. They can come for to
Let-
experience the meditative aspect of the music also. We can
That
call
is
it
it.
entertainment. We
Of
can call it
course.
as entertainment.
Of
Yeah,
course, that
yeah.
is entertainment.
Some
When I listen to Amir Khan Saab, there cannot be any more. I mean, any entertainment beyond that.
right.
When I listen to Rashid Da, there cannot be any more entertainment than that. You
Yeah.
know.
So if we
So
call all these aspects as entertainment, yes, it is entertainment.
absolutely, absolutely. So that's why, I mean, you need to strike that balance between how far you go as an entertainer just to satisfy the needs of the audience, and you striking that balance, and how you basically manifest the form of music that you want to as a musician.
So Dada, what I believe is, audience will, in nutshell, audience will only like the music once, or enjoy the music once the musician himself or herself will enjoy. If the musician himself or herself don't enjoy, I'm not being satisfied. There is a difference between these two things. Musicians are never satisfied with their performance. There is always scope of improvement, but they should enjoy the music which is being produced. Then only the third person, other people will enjoy the music.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think we have had enough talk, Ram. I think the viewers are waiting for your music, but I think we were having a very interesting conversation. I mean, I'm sure the audience would agree, or I don't know, maybe they'll disagree. But Ram, let's listen to something else now. So, yeah, I now hand over the mic to Chandra.
Very, very, very interesting conversation. Thank you very much, Ram. And
Thank
it
you,
was a
Raji.
pleasure to listen to it from the background, to be honest. A lot of audience have joined, and to all of you, I'm sure you have liked the session so far as much as I did. If you do so, please do share, please do subscribe to Kalakar's YouTube channel. All my previous sessions, where you can learn so much from the maestros and upcoming musicians, are on our YouTube. Please do subscribe. If you have liked it, please do share it with your friends, family, students, and everybody. It's a great opportunity to have these musicians not only to come and perform, but to talk about their journey, which we don't get to hear when you see them performing on the stage. Just to read few comments and few audience who have joined: Kamalini Srinivas, Kulwant Kaur, Dinesh Maniar, Basho Banerjee. I have Vishwanath Mojumdar, in here. Sri Sharma Shashank saying, I have there's something pops up on the screen which is really annoying at times. Ornab Chakraborty, Sangyukta Mitro, Debashish Buhoniyogi, Rupal Ganatra, Kulwant Kaur. Thank you very much. Everyone, really appreciate you joining and spending time. Ram, এবারে কি শোনাবে বলো?
আমি একটু বাগেশ্রীতে সুরবাহার শোনাই অল্প আলাপ।
Please শোনাও. And there was a question, somebody was asking whether you have performed Mishra Kedar. Just to let you know, it was not Mishra Kedar, he performed Kamod to start with.
Kamod, yes.
This is Shurvahar.
Very,
Beautiful.
very beautiful, Ramprapanna.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Especially, when you uh, chose Surbahar to play Bagistri. So, if I may ask you, which other ragas would you want to play in Surbahar? Just a few. Tell me.
Bhairav, um, Yaman Kalyan, Bageshri, Shri, Puriya, Multani, the ragas which are very deep and with heavy
Mm.
personality.
Have you
This
played? Have you played Marwa?
Marwa, there are so many favorite ragas. I mean, you will miss one of the names. Yes, Marwa. I have
Yes.
played.
I
Yes.
actually agree with Sangyukta Mitra. Sangyukta is saying feels like Viraha Ras of Bageshri was even more enhanced on the strings of Surbahar.
Yes.
Actually, as soon as he started, exactly
It ought,
that's the same feeling I have had. That
no. It
it's
ought to be. It ought to be. That
impetuous.
is why. That is why Surbahar, na? Because Surbahar
Mm.
is heavier.
Beautiful.
It's more somber, and the quality of the sound is, the flavor is different from sitar.
Mm.
Thank
So
you, Sanjukta Di, for watching this live. Thank you. Pleasure having you here.
so
Let me read some comments here.
Sure.
Mr. Nand Kumar is saying very good performance, Rag Bageshri. We have Kulwant Kaur Gang, Debashish Guhaniyogi, Shashank Singh. We have Vijay Ram Das. Devyani Reddy is saying Oshadharon, extremely honored to watch a maestro in action. Surbahar is being played on just another ethereal plane. Debashish Guhaniyogi বলছেন masterclass articulation of Raga Bageshri, the Raga for complete surrender. Bravo. Basho
Thank you.
Banerjee, we have Shashank Singh, Ram Udar Bhattacharya,
My
uh,
father.
Meena Rakshi. Okay, Namaskar. Thank you for joining, Uncle. Kamalini Srinivas is saying extremely balanced, well thought out, and most importantly, it is an interpretation that unfolds the spiritual, meditative, and soul fulfilling aspects of Indian classical music. That's
Thank you.
Hindustani music is all about, to my mind. My respect and best wishes to my very, very dear Ram Prapannaji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Khub
Uh,
Sundar. It
my
was very
audience,
nice.
you may not know, some of you may know that Ram has suffered from COVID.
Oh, is it?
Recently, yes.
Oh,
And
okay.
when we were talking about today's session, and he said, Didi, I have just suffered from COVID, have not practiced for long. And I only said that, just play from the heart. And I know that's what you do. So, Riyaz, if you didn't have Riyaz for a month or 2 months, really doesn't matter. And I think this Bhageshri has proved that, Ram, that
Thank you.
Riyaz
There's
doesn't
a
matter. It
absolute
comes
yeah.
from the heart.
No, Riyaz matters, but the thing
No,
is,
not all the time.
there's a saying in Bengali, and I
I know
often
you're going to say that.
yes, I have to, because that is what I think Ram did today.
Mm,
It's in Bengali, but it's about Gan. It's vocal music, but it's applicable to any form of music basically.
mm,
And
Absolutely.
it goes like this: হোক না সুন্দর গানের ভঙ্গি, হোক না সুন্দর গানের ভঙ্গি, হোক না সুন্দর তাল ও লয়, হোক না সুন্দর গানের ভঙ্গি, হোক না সুন্দর তাল ও লয়, যে গানের মধ্যে নেইকো প্রাণ, সে গান গানই নয়।
Wow.
This is গান কে নিয়ে, but it's actually applicable to any form of music, So
absolutely.
music is a heart-to-heart communication. You see, Ram, it's a heart-to-heart communication. You are using the shurbar, the sitar. That's a tool, but actually the music is coming out of your heart, and
आमिर
the
खान
music.
साहब had a very famous saying, some quotation आमिर खान साहब had, वो ही असली संगीत है जो रूह को सुनाती है, ऐसा some, I don't remember the exact phrases, but
Absolutely,
that's what
absolutely
he
correct.
said, Ustad Amir Khan sahab said. And Didi, just little bit technical thing I would like to mention here, which I in last couple of months I have realized, um, like if the practice is done with proper technique, it helps a lot. In recent past, I was watching few of the recitals of my colleagues, and I don't want to take any name, but it looks like there's, I mean, there is a sheer struggle while execution. Like it is like fighting with the instrument. The muscles are getting, stiff, getting choked. So for us, from the beginning, it was told proper posture, proper baitak, proper hand setting, and the movement it should be technically correct. There should not be any kind of stiffness or any kind of flaw in the technique. Then if there is even little bit a gap of riyaz, then definitely riyaz is, you cannot compromise with riyaz. But in case of like this situation, uh, we can come back to the previous phrase easily.
Mm,
it
So, that matters. Riyaz
it
with proper
actually
technique helps.
mm,
I mean, it reminds me of something that Guruji, I never had he's Chandra's Guruji, Guruji Pandit A. Kanan. So, I still recall, an evening, I was absolutely, it was in Sangeet Research Academy many years back, 20, more than, 25, yeah, 20 years back. So I was totally zapped at Rashid Das' performance at the Aldin. At SRA, you have the Aldin.
Aldin Auditorium, yes.
Yeah. And I was totally zapped at Rashid Das' performance. And I was with Guruji and Guru Man. We were, after the performance, we were walking down to Guruji's bungalow. I'm not sure whether you have been to Sangeet Research Academy at Toliganj. You have the bungalows.
I have been many times, yes.
The Guruji's bungalow. So I was walking down with Guruji, and I was just zapped at Rashid Das, speed of tan, clarity of tan, and all that stuff. And I was 19 years old then, long time back. I was 19, and Rashid Das was 21, kind of. We are 2 years apart. And Guruji said to me that, Siddharth, how did you like the way he started his alap, his vistar? And then he said something. That Rashid, so Rashid hai, he's a gift of God to humanity, to the music lovers. But he said something about the tan portion, the speed, and alap vistar. He said that this is exactly what he said. Are ekta gadha ke, he used to say Bengali, his Bengali pronunciation was, are ekta gadha ke dhore bosiye dilleo, dine 16 ঘন্টা রিয়াজ করলেও স্পিড চলে আসবে, তান স্পিডে করবে, কিন্তু আলাপ বিস্তার আসবে না। হ্যাঁ, because alap vistar comes out of your heart. That is what I was saying basically, So that part, is so important. Basically, it lays the foundation of the form of music, whether it's instrumental or it's vocal. It's so basic. It's so fundamental.
The other one thing I would like to say here, don't you think the musician, the singer, or the instrumentalist who can play beautiful alap, who have great introspection for the rag, their tans, even they are playing in very high speed or medium speed or little bit madhya, whatever, that tan is having a special effect. That each
Absolutely.
tan is a kind of statement of the rag.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that is because you see everything comes out of your heart over here, and that is why the alap vistar part is also different. You know the
Yes.
way that, because ultimately everything is coming out of here. The only difference is the in your tan, the speed, the clarity that comes out of your practice, the riyaz that you do. The more riyaz you do, the speed improves. The clarity improves. But perhaps what Guruji was trying to tell me is, basically, you need to have that insight that the musical philosophy is the most important thing, right?
Then the tan will also flourish properly and will
Absolutely,
be stable of the
absolutely.
rag, because
It's
there are,
the
I think that
musical.
there are a couple of stages. Like first thing is being right, right? Like in the same scale, if I do tan of Puriya, tan of Marwa or Sohini, or if we do like Bhupali, Deshkar and Jait Kalyan, there are so many examples having the ragas with the same scale but different rags. One is not going to the periphery of the other rag, being correct with the rag. That is first stage. Second stage is being within the Puriya. I am not going out of Puriya, but each of my tan is a great example of Puriya. So grammatically, I may not be wrong, but that is the tans are not great depiction of Puriya, or my phrases are not great depiction of Puriya. Once the the musician is gifted and have learned properly, and there are so many factors as you were saying. So irrespective of the speed of the phrase, be it Allah's phrase, be it dance phrase, be it a composition's movement, it takes its own color once the musician, has
See,
this kind of introspection. Yeah.
Ram, what I feel is, see, and apologies, I'm not a musician, I'm just a music lover. I try to sing a little bit. You are a fully trained musician. আমি
No
অশিক্ষিত,
problem.
illiterate
আরে না
person.
না না, এরকম বলবেন না, এরকম বলবেন না।
So, in my mind, what a raga is, it has got a persona. Every raga has got its own persona, its own behavior, its own characteristic, and you have to paint that basically. Every rag has got its own choritro, its own
চরিত্র।
behavior, choritro, persona, its behavior. It's like life, now. It is like life. Leave aside rag, ram. Every note to me has got its own characteristic. Every note, right? The way you apply nikhat, that you won't apply gandhar in the same way, right? Gandhar has got its own, pancham has got its own character. Leave aside
Yeah,
rag tonic borrow. It's a massive thing. Every single note has got its own character. The way you apply pancham, you are not going to apply daivat in the same way. You are not going to apply gandhar in the same way, right? So,
absolutely, yes.
and then the raga is a combination of all these notes. That itself has got a character, right? And you need to remain within that character, basically.
Yeah.
So that's my view. Sorry, perhaps I'm boring the audience, but it's after a long time I got a Chandra give me a chance to get into this kind of a musical conversation. But I think maybe you should perform something else, But
No, I really would
Let's
like
see what
now.
Didi is saying.
Yes, no. What I wanted to know from you, that I know that you have spent, I think, a year or a little more than a year in this country for work purpose, right? And
Yes.
yes, so you have seen both the mahols in UK and in India. So tell us your experience of being in Leeds as a professional, working as well as performing your sitar, and then now you've gone back to India. So obviously, I would like to know the positive things that we can talk about from UK's
Absolutely.
point of view. So if you just tell us your experience, how you have felt the ambience music here in UK. compared to
Sure.
India?
Um, I was in UK for total 3 years, starting from 2000 span of 2018 to 2008 to 2015. From 2008 to 2009, I was in a place called Rotherham near Sheffield. And then in 2011 to 2012, I was in Glasgow,
Acha.
Scotland, and then finally in 2014, 2015. That time I was in Nottingham, and then most of the period in Leeds. Um, my first trip to UK, I didn't get much chance to interact with people, and because it was totally unknown. And when I went to Glasgow, I got opportunity to perform in Edinburgh, in London, in different places. Not in a very big venues, in intimate baithaks and all. And I definitely attended a few concerts also. And finally in 2014-15, I got more opportunities to perform and attend and interact with musicians. I met you once I think the concert which hosted by Shodho Arts. So
That was in Seven Leaves, isn't it? Seven Up.
yes,
Leaves Seven
seven,
Up.
leads, yeah. Sanjuda was there. Sanjuda performed with you. Um, Here in India, there are a lot of concerts in number, and that's why I think people are not bothered, because nowadays in last 5-10 years I am seeing so big artists are performing, and it is not ticketed event, government sponsored events, but the hall is even not half having the audience. So people take very lightly, started taking very lightly all these classical events.
You're
Previously,
talking
what
about
I
India. Is it India?
India,
Right.
in India, I am saying, particularly a city like Kolkata, which used to be called as cultural hub. From my father and even elders, what we had heard is for the concerts of Ustad Badi Ghulam Ali Khan Sahab, Amir Khan Sahab, and that time Ravi Shankar Ji, Ali Akbar Khan Sahab, Vilayat Khan Sahab, all of them were very young. And concerts used to happen in the cinema halls, and people didn't get the chance to sit in the hall, and they used to spend night on the road. So that kind of enthusiasm was there.
Hmm.
But because of, I don't know, the socio-economical condition, or the cultural degradation, it is very pathetic in India as a whole. General, I mean, big problem is there in terms of interest. People don't have interest in music, but who have interest in music, they go and attend concerts. But the proportion is very less.
Hmm.
On the other hand, in UK, what I have seen is uh, there are pockets, there are zones in which people love music, and the events are also not that much. Opportunities are less for attending concerts, so all of the people gather together, and there is a feeling of being Indian over there, and lover of classical music. That kind of, and another thing I want to tell you, Didi, in Durga Puja here and Durga Puja there, you see a kind of unity and bonding within the association. The same kind of feeling is here in classical music also. People, as there are not much concerts, that's why audience is looking forward for the event happening. I performed for Sa UK,
Hmm.
some summer festival, that whole night festival. I received great response from there.
Hmm.
So that is the difference what I have felt. And like the organizations in UK, what I have felt is probably they are getting grants from the government, or what they have some motives, some goals. Each of them are having some target and good intention to present music, which as a whole it is lacking here. You see the in terms of less number of concerts happening in India than before, and all this things you can find it out. Yeah.
Thank you. See, what I say is, and I believe that if you truly have the passion and love for music, whether you receive a grant or not, you have to do it. You have to go ahead and do it. That's what exactly we tried to do. Like, before the pandemic, I had big plans to celebrate Guruji's centenary. Couldn't do anything, but we didn't want to stop. So we started online, at least something. no grants, nothing, and we don't care about the grant. We get it or don't get it, but we have to do the music. We have to spread the good music. That's
Yes.
all it's all about. Ram, we are towards the end of the session, and I think it would be great if you could play maybe a few ragas for us. I don't want to let you, I don't want to let you go so easily, because I did say that, Ram, don't keep only an hour, keep a bit more time, because I'm sure audience would love to hear your music more.
No, but why a
ছোট
few
ছোট
rather?
করে ছোট ছোট করে কয়েকটা রাগ একটু বাজালে
No,
আমার ভালো লাগবে। আর শেষ
but
হবে ভৈরবী দিয়ে। এটা আমার দাবি।
ঠিক আছে,
okay.
দাদা কি বলছেন শুনি।
Dada will say something else. Dada's
Dada would say play a lot for next 15-20 minutes.
my my
That's what Dada
my
would say.
my I'm very backdated. Perhaps my philosophy of music is very different. My definition of music is different. So I would prefer you play one rag of your choice, play the alap nicely, and a bit of then whatever you want to play. But I think this is Chandra's show, and her word is the final. Her word is the final word. Otherwise, I'll be in trouble after this. So yes, so play a few small snippets of different ragas, like a rag mala kind of whatever.
Okay,
Um,
so I will do justice to both of your requests. So I will start with Bhairavi and do kind of Rag Malika, and then
Lovely.
again end with a composition probably,
okay,
right? And the
fantastic.
Rag Malika I will play Alap. So Chandra
Okay,
Didi's request is also fulfilled. Yours is also fulfilled.
you'll have
Yeah.
to
Thank you.
fulfill Chandra's request.
As I said, I have to हर एक के लिए बजाना चाहिए. That's first thing I told.
Okay, absolutely.
Thank you. That was absolutely wonderful, Ram. Thank you
Proof.
so much.
Beautiful. Proof.
I'm sorry for for overrunning time. It got
Very, very beautiful. Thank you. I'm
Proof.
sure everyone enjoyed it, and I could see the comments that people were listening to you. They said that close my eyes and feel the divinity. So everyone has enjoyed it. Thank you
Proof.
very
Thank you very
much.
much. Thank
Proof.
you again, Didi and Siddhartha, for this wonderful opportunity to present my recital and my thoughts, whatever little I have to share through your prestigious platform. And my thanks to all viewers. It is quite late here in India. I can see many of my friends are here online watching. So my thanks to everyone who is watching and who will be watching later.
Had a great session today with Safwat, Rubab, Music Room, and then Ram Prapanda's wonderful music. I just hope and pray that all this COVID situation passes away very soon and then we come back to normal and we get to listen to more and more good music in UK as well as in India. Whoever has watched today, once again, thank you very much for your support, encouragement all the way through. And please do subscribe to Kalakar's YouTube channel. Spread the word. We can hear very good music. We can learn a lot. There'll be more coming up. Till then, stay well, stay safe, and we'll see you again. Thank you, Ram, once again for your time, and we'll see you again very soon, whether in UK or in India.
Sure. All pleasure is mine, Didi. Thank you.
Thank you very much.